members. These people, we want everybody. We want everybody. We want to bring them all in. Everybody that's in this city, there's a place for you in this movement. There's a place for you. We going forward. We're not excluding anybody. This is not a campaign of exclusion. This is a campaign of inclusion. We include everybody. And that is a fact. Just watch how we move and how we behave out here. They try to make us the campaign of exclusion. I'm telling you that. When King sat in Birmingham jail, when he sat in Birmingham and wrote a letter from Birmingham jail to speak to the other ministers, and he was telling them why we can't wait. And they was telling him, oh, you two, this is Martin Luther King we talking about.
Tell it.
This is, we not talking
most
about
profound thing I ever read.
But Martin Luther King to me was radical in that time.
Show enough.
He said, why we can't wait? We can't sit around and wait any longer while they continue to oppress us and segregate us and take things from us. We have to speak up and march and protest today. And if we have to go to jail for it, then so be it. That's what Martin Luther King said. And other ministers stood up. You know, like the ministers today. Like the ministers today.
Talk about it.
Don't get upset if I step on a few toes.
Go ahead and do it.
Like some of these people today who try to convince you that God is with people who destroy your life every day. Who try to use the pulpit to get you to embrace people who are destroying your life every single day. Who are refusing to put money in your mother's pocket. Yes. Who are taking things off of the table of your family. Who are taking money from your school system. Who are laying off your neighbors and your friends and the people in your community. And then they come and tell you this is the person you should be with. Not because he's right, but because he's my friend. That's what we're opposing today. Those are the same people that stood there against King and said, and those people that were against King were of all nationalities. Let me just tell you. There were some black ministers who were opposed to King too. So I just want you to be clear on that. So the same folks, the same people who have the nerve to tell you that they are for inclusion, who are supported by people whose entire life was centered around dividing the city of Newark up. Dividing up and keep us fighting each other. This ward versus that ward. The north versus the south versus the east versus the west. These political bosses that sit around and make deals. And if you look at this race, it's bosses all over the place. There's bosses here and bosses there and bosses behind the scene. Pictures with bosses. Bosses who say they stealing from people. How can you support people who steal money from poor people and give money to their damn friends? Money that exists to help a grandmother on fixed income pay their mortgage. Help a mother on welfare pay their rent. Help their kid go to college. And you give the money to your friend who got $75,000 or $100,000 a year contract or salary. These are people who steal from the people. And then they tell you, oh, we should be with these people. These people are opposed to us. So if you want to say what this movement is, that's what we are. We're opposed to all that, and we're going to break it all up. We're going to break it. There's no bosses in here.
Say that.
There's no bosses pushing us anywhere. As a matter of fact, they don't know what I'm going to do. That's what the fear really is about. Because they don't know what I might do. What I might say. They wouldn't let James Baldwin speak at the March on Washington because they said they didn't know what he was going to say. That's right. They don't know what I'm going to do. They can talk to me in the room and I'm going to stay there and look at them and look at them and look at them. Then I'm going to go out and do what the hell I want to do.